Hi, it's me, just Kyia. My real life, according to me, just Kyia. Oh, uh, episode 10. Okay, I forgot. Remember before I said I'm gonna go to 40 minutes instead of the 30 because we're if you guys can spare 10 more minutes with me, I'm gonna start doing the 40 minutes. Okay. So it's heated now anyway. It's good. Keep going. Okay, so remember we're in the car and Kenny asked, "Do anybody have some money?" No, I ain't got no money. Patricia, I got some. She gives up her ATM card like it ain't nothing. Almost like there. But anywho, okay. I said I ain't in it. She gave him her PIN number. He went to the bank, to the ATM. When he got, I said, "Girl, I ain't in this." I said, "You better change your PIN." I said, "This is between y'all." I said, mm-mm. She said, "Don't worry, okay." I said, "Okay." I said, I'm not. I'm just letting you know." So he goes, I want to say he got out what I think back in the day was on you can get out like $300. So he got out $300. My sinuses, guys, and I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but that's just me. And I know y'all hear that or whatever. It's just I've always had sinus problem, and the anyway, I'm dry, so my body overcompensates and make it even more moist. And that okay. So anywho, just saying my real life. I just wanted to clue y'all in. Okay, so we he goes to the ATM, gets out $300. Go to the crack spot. This is my first time seeing a crack spot and a crack deal go down. And we go back to oh no, he got to go get the supplies. It's early in the morning. It has to be. It can't even be 9 o'clock in the morning at this point. But yeah. And this is from that night, from her thinking the bugs are on her. We still on that same night, believe it or not. So he gets all the supplies, and we go back to our apartment. And so, I really just really all I need is a drink. But okay, when in Rome, it didn't do nothing to me the first time, so I could be playing Russian roulette right now. But okay, let's go. So everything's set up, and actually, we're not at the table. We're sitting in the living room, and you could tell Kenny, poor thing, he looked like you straight up smoker. He can't ever get, and he looking, and he doing whatever with his mouth. And I'm checking it out, and I'm like kind of embarrassed, really, even though ain't that a bitch? I'm here with you, but I'm embarrassed for you. And I'm like, okay. And he's doing all of that and he's getting it ready. He can't get it on there fast enough and he can't fix it up fast enough. And crackle, 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 crackle. And I'm looking and then crackle, crackle, crackle. And then he passed it to me. I really don't. Okay. I take a hit, crackle, crackle, and another hit, crackle, crackle. But I'm already buzzed from my marijuana. I'm just kind of social. I mean, my marijuana from my alcohol, my ETO age, and I'm just kind of socializing. But I am, inhaling whatever. And then it goes to Patricia, and remember what just happened. So it goes to her, and she kind of, it's okay. And then it goes back to Kenny. And Kenny, is normally puff, puff, give, right? That's how I was introduced to his go to the next one. Kenny was hogging the shit out of which I didn't care. But it was so obvious. He looked so pathetic. I feel so bad for him. And so he was more so doing like 4 or 5 hits and then passing and taking like you swear the nigga smoking a cigarette. Poor thing. So okay, so we're going around and I mean, okay, I'm good, but yeah, because literally, as you're sitting there, literally, you're just waiting for it to come back to you. Is that's all. And then this was my experience. So you cracker, cracker, you wait for it to come back, and then you inhale. You're only enjoying it, or I only so-called enjoy enjoying it only while you're hitting it, like the fire, the crackle, inhale. That's the only moment for me. And then, okay, whatever. Okay, so let's say it's going to Patricia now. This is maybe, let's say, her third hit. And she's still kind of, drinking a little bit, but not really. And then here we go. Kyia, Kyia, you see it? Girl, look. Look. I said, no, the hell we're not. So it started happening again. She starts seeing bugs and she's jumping and she's doing all of this. And I'm kind of laughing. And Kenny, he's sitting there, don't take care of your girl. Take care of your girl. And he figured he don't give a damn. But she's, and she's getting loud and she swear bugs are on her. And I don't know how good of a hit she took or what. But then I said, well, what you talking about? I said, Patricia, there's no bugs on you. Oh my God, and it's kind of funny, but I'm kind of nervous for her. And then she started kind of taking off her clothes. I said, what you doing? She said, I got to get the bugs off of me. I was like, but God, okay, come on. So I took her upstairs and she really flipping out worse than when we were over there. She flipping out. So she gets butt naked in my room and I put her in the shower. Guess who comes upstairs now? So here comes Kenny and the check on things. I guess he heard the shower. I don't know, but she still is screaming though. To be fair and be honest, she still is worried about these bugs. And I finally get in the shower and she's butt naked. Whatever, he there. He's like, is everything okay? He's trying to help me calm her down. I got her in the shower and then finally she's calming down. So Kenny went back downstairs. Where he going to do. Bye, I don't care. And then she's calming down and get out the shower. And she's getting her clothes back on and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, girl, I'm sorry. And we're sitting in the room and she said, that happened before. That happened every time. Wait, huh? What happens every time? What do you mean? Just earlier tonight when you smoked crack, that was a. So she confessed she done this shit before. I don't know. She didn't go into detail and she didn't express it, but I got the impression maybe she had a problem with it and she liked it, but she couldn't because she always thought something was on her. That's what I was getting from it. But I'm like, girl, you need to leave that shit alone if it make you act like this. I said, you up here thinking bugs and stuff. And she said, I know. And she said, and then, you okay. So I said, let's go on back downstairs because I don't even feel my ETOH no more. Let's start over. So about this time, it's just the middle of the afternoon. It probably ain't even 2:00. It might be 1. Ain't ate nothing, don't need nothing to eat. So we go back downstairs. Kenny, he bought a lot. We spent $300. It was still a lot. And even with him sucking it up like for dear life, like it's oxygen. So I fixed us a drink or whatever. And I think I turned the tea. I don't know. So he passed it to me. And okay, once you hear the crackle, crackle. Okay. And then I'm handing it back to Kenny. She's like, what about me? I said, bitch, no. What the hell? Uh-huh. And so I handed it back to Kenny. And she's like, no. I spend my money. Here, bitch. Here. But I ain't about to hear all that bull crap, girl. I ain't about to hear all of that. Take it. You right. That's your damn money, bud. I don't know what she did. She took some hits. She sucked that shit up. And she was... Everyone's... Don't go crazy because your bucket ass nigga that's gonna be right out there outside. I ain't doing this no more. Okay? So here, big girl, your money. Motherfucker still got her ATM card too. Don't think I ain't realized that. I don't know if she has her. But okay, let's go. Every once she didn't go over the top. So okay, so that went on that day. And then when it runs out, so at a certain point, she went home. I don't know. She walked home or whatever. And then this is all that same day. So it's closer to the evening, and now it's the remorseful time for old boy. He ain't got no more crackle crackle. So, oh God, I'm so sorry. I ain't gonna. I need. I'm gonna stop and whoop the blah blah blah. And then he just mad he ain't got no more. But it's exhausting. I think at this point, because he went to work. Remember, okay, the day before he went to work, got off work, went to the house. Me and old girl came. It was that morning. Now started again. So basically, he worked and been up 2 days on crack. So. And I'm cool. I'm like, it's only while you're doing it, while you want it, and it makes you want more. But once it was over, I'm like, okay, what now? Where we going? What we gonna do? Huh? Where we going? No. So his remorseful moment or whatever. So we're chilling and going about this evening, right after all that happened. Maybe watch the movie, talk, whatever, whatever. And eventually we made love, all good. Alcohol, ETOH, flowing on down. Need to go to sleep, sleep some of this off now, crack, and all this stuff. Start to make love. I go to sleep. And I'm trying to debate. Okay, so I go to sleep and it was a good night. Then the next day I hadn't seen Patricia. Okay, so that happened. Okay. Okay, let's go to the other scene now. So all that happened, and even though he was remorseful that evening, periodically, I mean not periodically, every chance he got, he was still doing crack. I'm not, every once in a while I'm dabbling in it with him, but it really ain't, my thing, because I can see it, and by the grace of God, mentally I just never got hooked on it, and in a sense to where it was only if it was there I would, do it with Kenny. And it was only while you're hitting it. Supposedly, I don't know if that's what you want to call a high, but that's whatever I was getting out of it. But I would never go out and seek it. And and by this time, I'm still working at Long Beach Community, but not, I'm working whenever I want and all this good stuff. Okay, so that happened. And then let's say some months go by. I'm not sure how much time go by. It's all within the same year. A month, 2 months go by. And let's go to work. So let's go back to old Pat. Let's go to pharmacy tech Pat. So I'm still me, and Pat, every chance she gets, she's trying to interact with me. And So at this point, she's having a little bit of problem with him. Cassius is a drinker. He's a drinker. Cash is alcoholic. I want to, no, I can't, I can't say that. I shouldn't say that, but a lot, like all the time, like 100%, and not just drinking like casual, and then sometimes the ETOH level, but just consistent. He drinks a lot, but he cool, funny brother, handsome. And so at this point at work, they're having a little bit of problems, Pat. So she's confiding in me. I really hadn't talked to Cassius too much during this time. I'm dealing with the crackle crackle. So So and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, whatever. I said, so what's the problem? And she's like, well, something about sex. They're not really, or something. She's hinting around to it or whatever. And then she's expressing to me about him drinking. But I'm like, what? Does he hit you? Does he get by? No, no. But then he goes out because she's not a drinker or anything, and he doesn't come home or not come home, or he's supposed to come over her house or something like that. Whatever. So I'm just listening. So remember, he lives over there, and all the crackles going on in my house. Okay, so let's get to the point. So now she's okay. Maybe I should say this first. After Crackle started, I wasn't confiding in Cassius, but uh, just the conversation with us, and we're not getting friendly, but he's sharing with me. It wasn't even about her. It was just really about his situation, what he trying to do, what he want to do, or we had in common with work, and but we're just kind of leaning on each other a little bit more when we're talking or whatever. And then so I don't know if she recognized this. I mean, crackle's going on, and he liked to drink. I like to drink. So at this point, I've probably been over his apartment maybe twice. His Remember, he lives with his roommate, and no, Kenny didn't know. I just kind of went over there. We like to drink, and nothing happened. We're hanging out, being silly, really enjoying each other, and just kind of talking. But we're not next, but we're leaning in, but it still ain't nothing. His roommate comes home from work, and then he kind of laughing, and I was like, it ain't nothing, and he said it ain't nothing, and we're just kind of being silly. Then he fixed a drink, and we hang out for that evening. And then roommates, so I'm going to bed, I got to go to work. And then by this time, Kenny was at work, and we're just still being silly. Remember, we both like to drink, so we still drinking. And then time goes on, and then he just kind of looked at me, and I just kind of looked at him, and I said, okay, well, time for me to go, and he's like, yeah. So I went home. And then that was the second time. I've been over there maybe once before. Okay, so I go home. So let's say, I don't know, a few weeks go by. Remember, she was complaining about their whatever he's supposed to do, whatever. And I'm listening, but I'm not really sharing because it's nothing. But now she's coming at me like a little bit more like, yeah, we gonna get married, and she kind of is like, I'm like, she probably grew up around black people, or I don't know, or she got that black D now, and maybe some of that soul getting in her because she got a little bit rumbustious, or uh, she's like, yeah, and we gonna get married. And I was like, oh, that's good. And things gonna have to change. And she's sharing, we're at work, and I don't know what he gonna do, but things are gonna change, and I'm gonna be that for him, or whatever she's saying. So that happened. I don't know why. I'm gonna figure out this light, I promise. So okay, so that happened, and then so now, let's say after that happened, let's say it was a couple of weeks, I don't know. So Kenny, he at work. I'm not sure. It's a hit and miss with him if he gonna show up, if he gonna go do crackle or whatever. I don't give a damn. I'm drinking, having my drink. Me and Mary, we still going strong. But I want my marriage to work, and since the thing with old Stanky, I haven't had no reason to think other than crackle was, his best, you know who he was cheating on me with, and fine, whatever. I can't fight it, can't win it. You ain't get my money. Okay, good, let's go. So after all of that, I'm home, me and Mary, whatever. And I don't know how I ended up over there, but I ended up over Cash's apartment. I don't know what happened, but I just ended up over there. And he was home. We being silly, drinking, and whoop whoop. And I'm on the couch downstairs, and once again, his roommate show up. He looking like, "Oh, you back again?" Whatever. But at this point, we ain't. But we're leaning in, and it's kind of a different vibe. Kind of a different vibe. Roommate, he went and fixed him a drink. Was about to come back and sit down. He said, "Okay, well, I'm going upstairs because I guess he's picking up on the different vibe, right?" So the roommate went on upstairs. Ain't nothing happened. We still, but we know, but we're ETOHing it up, and so we're being silly. And then when somehow we ended upstairs in his room. I don't even remember how we got. I couldn't. I can't even. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. I don't remember how we ended upstairs in his room, and then we're being silly. I mean, it was just so much fun just being silly and goofy and playing around. And then we're like, not brother and sister, but kind of that silly, but not brother and sister for sure. And then we're loud, and you know how loud I am. And then I'm me, he being him, and just having a good old time. So his roommate kind of knocked on the wall, like, I guess we was being loud, and it was getting a little late. So we start being like a little bit more quiet, and then we started like tussling back and forth, and then he kissed me. And then he kind of laughed and jumped back or whatever, and I laughed. I said, "Go fix us some drink." So he went and fixed us a drink, and while he went and fixed us a drink, I don't know why I turned the shower on. So I just turned the shower on. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe I didn't take a shower that day. I don't know, but I turned the shower on and I had my clothes on. And he comes back up. He's like, "What you doing?" I said nothing. And so I got in the shower. Oh no, no, no. I started flashing him with water or whatever. He come over, he put the drink down, hugged me, he's tall, and kind of gave me a kiss. And then we're tussling, and we both ended up in the shower, both with our clothes on, just having so much fun. Really, so much fun. And we're in there, and then we're kissing and nice kissing, and whew, it's been a while. So we still got our clothes on, and then I guess we caught a look at each other, and then we started laughing. Then we got turned off the water, got out the shower, and then went and got my drink in his room. Kind of dried, not kind of, but dried off. Still had my clothes, wet clothes on, and yeah. And it stopped there, and we were sitting on the bed. No, nothing. We never even took our clothes off. All we did was kiss very nicely, I must say. And I was like, wow. And then we just kind of was silly, giggling, and talked for a little bit. And then somehow I ended up home. I went home. And then, okay, so that happened. And then let's go on. I still just see him at work. We didn't talk about it, nothing. Whoop, doo, whoop, doo, whoop. Okay, so at this point, you're seeing where Cassius and Kyia is going, but not really, and not intentionally, and not planning. Okay. So as time goes on, Kenny is still doing crackle, crackle. Okay, so now I want to bring up this incident. Okay, so like I said, I'm not caring where Kenny go. He go to work, all the bills. I'm beating him to the money. The bills are at least for the most part getting paid, and then I got my little income coming in. So this is the next episode. The next episode. Who's that, Dr. Dre? On to the next episode. So I'm at work, and I get a phone call, and it was from security downstairs to get a hold of me. And they said, "We keep getting this phone call. We keep getting this phone call. Someone trying to get a hold of you." And I go, "Huh?" And then he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wait, hold on," and he transferred the call to me. It's Kenny, my husband, Kenny. He's like, "Kyia, Kyia, you got to come help me. They're coming to get me. They're coming." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "They're coming to get me." And I was like, "Where you at? Who's coming to get you? What are you talking about?" And then as I'm on the phone, he's stating this, and the security guy, he is I don't know if he's Samoan or Hawaiian. He not flirt with me, but he nice looking guy, sure. But I'm not sure. I always say sure when they not talk. I'm just giving a description. But I think he kind of liked me, but I really wasn't sure. He didn't say it, but okay. So he's the one who transferred the call to me, and he shows up, and I'm up on the second floor at work, and then I guess just for his follow up, And as I'm on the phone, and I'm like, who's after you? What are you talking about? He's like, you got to come get me. They're going to come get me. They're going to come get me right now. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm listening. Then the security guy, he's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know. I said, my husband's at home talking about something going on. He's like, come on, let's go. So I went to him. I said, I'll be right back. I said, I don't know. I got to go check on my husband. I don't know what's going on. So security takes me, I don't live that far, takes me home. Kenny outside the apartment complex in his work uniform, sweating up a storm. I mean, he's sweating. If he wasn't so handsome, it would, ooh. He's sweating. He got his uniform on. And he's like, they coming to get me, Kyia. They coming to get me. And I got out the car, and the security guy got out. He's like, what is he talking about? And he looking and he's sweating. He's like, is he okay? I said, I don't know what's wrong. I said, I have never seen him like this. He's like, well, and I don't know if this was true at the time. He's like, I just heard on my radio, the police are coming. Let's take him to the hospital. But I said, yeah, let's figure out. So he's like, no. He said, don't take me nowhere. No, they're coming. And blah, blah, blah. I said, no, Kenny, you got to come on. I said, what's wrong with you? And so he finally, after some tussle, the guy talked to me. He's like, the police coming. You better get in the car. So he get him in the car. And then we go back up to the hospital. And we take Kenny to the ER. And this is the time of day. It's not that busy. This is a small community hospital anyway, but okay. So he takes him and he's sweating. He said, Kyia, just tell him. And I said, Kenny, tell him what? He said, just tell him they're coming. I said, he said, the Lord's coming. He said, when he went into church days. He said, Jesus coming again, and he coming. He telling me, I see him. He coming. It's time, Kyia. It's time. He coming. I said, Jesus. He go, yeah. He said, tell him about the word. Tell him about God. Tell him God. I said, okay, I'm going to tell him. And then I looked at the security. I said, well, we have been going to church. Maybe he feeling guilty from what he did. I don't know. But he swore Jesus was on his way at that moment. And I had to tell the security guard, I had to share Jesus. I am not making this. And I'm looking, and he's sweating, and blah, 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 blah. And believe it or not, I still ain't talk about crackety crack yet. I haven't even thought of this. Then the security, he looking, and so he said, okay. He said, and he went and just gave us a little private room, and he walked away, and he walked away. He coming back now. Kenny's coming back to us. And he's like, gosh. And he getting, he drinking water. And he coming. And I said, Kenny, what happened? Remember Martin Lawrence, that ooh-wee? He said, I think I got a hold of some ooh-wee. He started coming down because he's drinking all this water. He go, I think I got some ooh-wee. So now, okay, so the doctor was like, no, he okay. I said, I don't know what I said. I made up something stupid, whatever. So I went out to the security guard, told him some bullshit. That's neither here nor there at this point. So I'm trying to get home. Security let my upstairs know that I need to go home and take care of my husband, whatever. He totally looked out for me that day. I was so embarrassed once I realized it. I think security knew it was some type of drugs involved, but I didn't know. But then he go, ooh. He said, what was I saying? You saying Jesus? I said, you said Jesus? He said, I swear, I thought he was. I said, but why you got your uniform on? Okay, so now we're back home. I think we're back home. We might be still there. I don't know, but I think we're still there as he's telling me. Because they went, I don't know. Anyway, I said, why you still got your uniform on? Or did you go to work? He said, I tried to he said, so remember I told you he could do the crackle crackle and go to work, ain't no problem, ain't nothing. So he said he went to go pick up the crackle crackle on his way to work. I guess he had his little spot because he still wasn't taking the car. Hell no, I'm driving. Hell no. You figure that out. So I guess he has his little spots to do the crackle crackle while he's going to work. And I didn't know he was doing it that much. I didn't know actually he was able to do this while he was working. Okay, we're at 30. I got 10 more minutes. And so he said, I went and got some crackle crackle, or had some crackle crackle. I did some crackle crackle, and I was about to get on my bus route to drive. He said the next thing he knew, he was on the bus. And he said he just started sweating like crazy after doing crackle crackle. He said normally he fine. He said he just started sweating, and he said I just started getting paranoid. And he said I felt like the bus driver, the guy, he was just looking at me, and he knew something wrong. And then I got off on the next stop, and then it wasn't that far from whatever. And then as I was walking back home, or some bullshit he was saying, he said on the way back home, he said I just see Jesus. He told me he was coming back. He on his way. I had to let you know. So then once I got home, I did some more of the crackle crackle. But then Jesus really told me he was coming. So I had to get a hold of you to let you know. At work, he had to call me and let me know Jesus, they're coming to get him. They're coming. But he talking about Jesus is coming. And then he said, I never went to work, so I came home. And then all of this, and then I'm just, what? Huh? Oh, I can't make this up. I couldn't. I'm not that greedy. So then after he tells me everything and we're home and he's totally calming down or whatever. And all the crackly is gone, of course, because, ain't no crackhead gonna let the crackly crack. Okay, so anywho, he said, you gotta call my job. And so the only reason why it really worked out good, because he did go to the hospital, so I called and made it seem like I think dehydration or a heat stroke or something. We had to make it tied to something with, yeah, I'm smart like that. Yeah, he needed me. Okay, so that went on. Okay, so that was fine. So now, okay, so the next thing, so as we go on, and he doing it a lot now. I'm seeing it or realizing he's gone. He's hooked. And so at this point, okay, so that happened. So let's say I don't even think it was a week. So a few days later, he's doing that a lot, like I said. So he started having bad dreams. He's not out as much, but in the streets, but he's doing a lot of crack. And so he's like, whenever he does get a chance to sleep, he's having these bad dreams, and he's waking up next to me, and he's just like, wow. He's like, you just won't believe it. You just won't believe it. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then at first he's saying that he was just having bad dreams. All right, I'm smart. Remember? Okay, now he got something to say. He don't quite. Okay. So the incident happened where Jesus is coming, according to Kenny. The Lord told him that, and then he started to have these nightmares or waking up in his sleep and saying, "Oh, if you only knew," and just not sleeping well, and his spirit is something. Something ain't right in him. Oh, excuse me. I'm old. When I say I'm old, I don't mean in a bad way. I love the fact that I have lived this long. Thank you by the grace of God. This is the process of life and what our body goes through. So anyway, okay, no, I'm not doing crack with him. Like, no, this is hell no, that's stupid. Okay, he want to tell me something, but he can't. I don't money. We off. So this evening I asked Kenny, I said, Kenny, let's get high together. Huh? Huh? Yeah. I said, yeah, go get us something to drink. I said, let's party. He's like, okay. How much money you got? Go. He gone, fix me a drink. He come on back. Got everything all set up. So, Kyia's plan. So, he can't wait. And I said, okay. As he gets started, I said, it's confession night. He go, what? I said, yes. I said, let's take this opportunity for this to be our last time. I said, let's just go out in a bang. I said, we can go get more. I said, let's just go out and bang. Let's just party. Okay. I said, but it's confession night. Anything and everything you have done that I don't know about, you need to confess it. He's like, okay. He said, and you too. I said, absolutely. Because he swears up and down, I'm just a hoe. That's the impression I'm getting from him. So he's like, and you got to confess everything too. I was like, okay, no problem. Let's go. I said, you first. So he picked him, he fixed him up a real good, big old hit. His courage, crackle, crackle. So, crackle, 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 crackle. So he gone much as you need, baby. Keep going. So he said, remember Stanky girl? And I said, yeah. I said, you had sex with her, huh? He said, no. He said, he conferred what she said, how they met on the bus. And he said he just ended up bringing her back there. He knew that, she looked homely or whatever. He didn't care. And at this point, I didn't realize it. Kenny had already begun to dabble in, I guess, the beginnings of his crack, or had already been doing it before I met Owan and all that stuff. Okay, so and far as I know, I don't remember him doing it with her. But anyway, and so he said, so when I came in that evening and I slammed the door, what I heard at that time was he was on the bottom bed and she was giving him head. That's the tussling I heard. And he said she was giving him head, and yes, he believed they probably most likely would have went on to have sex, but he swears up and down. He's like, no, but I just really, let her do that. And that's why she was in the closet. So that was his first confession. So he passed it to me or whatever, and I was a little crackle, crackle. Okay, taste not even high. Okay, it just makes you want to hit it again. Okay. And he said, have you cheated? I said, no, I haven't. He's like, and then and I said, no. And I said, well, I answered your question or something like that. And then he goes, so you ain't never been with no one, not even Cassius? And he said it just, I said, no. And then so at this time, he wants the pipe back, and he takes his hit. And then I said, okay. I said, so have you ever, I said, besides Stanky, have you, been with anyone else? And then at this point, he said, yes. And I said, okay. And he said, but before I tell you who it is, you have to confess you've done something cheating wise or something. I said, I really haven't. I haven't cheated. And then he said, nope, I don't believe you. I'm not going to tell you this until you confess something you've done. So remember the shower thing with Cassius. I said, okay, but I'm letting you know I haven't cheated. I have not had sex with anyone. And so I proceeded, not in great detail, but telling him about the evening over at Cassius, and that I went and I, was over there, and that, we kissed, and that was it. So for me telling him that, I think he believed that for sure I had more to confess, which I didn't. So go back to him, and then he said, okay, Patricia. I go, I said, I should have known. And then, so I said, what about her? I said, you had sex with her? And then, so he's like, yeah, something like that. And then oh, we're at 40. Okay. And then so he said, yeah, something like that. So we're going to end it there because, yeah, we're at 40 minutes. Thank you for hanging another 10 minutes with me. Until, is that episode 10? Yes. There's a lot going on in this. Yeah, we ain't even a year or two at this place. I'm at this age, I am mid 20 still. It ain't that much time. According to me, just Kyia. Please subscribe. Please leave comments and let me know. Okay, I'm coming right back. Thank you. Until next time, episode 11. Amen. God is good. All the time. All the time, God is good. You see how he just protect me in all my dumb decisions in this process called life. By the glory of him, I have grown, learned, become the amazing woman that I am today to put out there too. I went through all of this in my life too. Inspire, encourage, and challenge.